Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad Iqbal bin Ramli.
I am Muhammad bin Ashrabi Yusuf.
And my name is Muhammad Izwan bin Muhammad Nurhan. And today we will going to present our article entitled of the relation between the internet, social media, and plagiarism with the process of teaching and learning among IIUM students.
In our presentation, we will explain the concept of internet, social media, and plagiarism respectively. Then we will take a look at the survey analysis, the relation between internet, social media, and plagiarism in the teaching and learning process among IIUM students, and the last one, discussion and conclusion. As for the first concept, the concept of the internet, we will take a look at the historical background. Internet's invention roots in the way through research grants from the US Department of Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Further advancement on internet being made by Tim Berners-Lee of the CERN laboratories, who realized the need to make internet more friendly by recognizing hypertext environment called World Wide Web. In education, internet also become one of the tools or the medium, which is internet become the sources of online materials for reading or research. This is because we can find many e-books or many articles or even dictionaries and encyclopedia in internet. Second, internet become the center of information, where students can browse many websites they want to search for any data related to their research. Now, we will take a look at the advantages of internet. The first one, the easy accessibility to gather information. As I mentioned before, on internet, there are many websites and where students can obtain the materials for their research. Second, internet become good medium of communication. However, over-reliance to internet somehow bring disadvantages to its user. Which is the first one. For the student, somehow the content in the internet is untrustworthy. This is because we can't guarantee the internet could provide them with honest or with authentic written or article. Second, due to the transparency of the internet, somehow its users' personal information could be obtained by third party who may use it for bad purposes. Now, we proceed with the concept of social media. The conceptual definition of social media is the utilization of online and portable advances to transform communication into an intuitive exchange. In 2012, 69% of users of the internet use this technology for many purposes. Somehow, they use it to apply internet-based application for social interaction, communication, and networking. However, there are many general use of internet also, such as business marketing and advertising, social communication and current information supplier, and also for the education purpose. Social media social media somehow benefits to education system, which is it is the communication channel for teaching and learning process. The alternative means to replace physical contact, and it gives opportunities to educators and students to discover new facilities and experience rather than just using conventional ways. The last concept is the concept of plagiarism. What is the definition of plagiarism? Plagiarism means copying or paraphrasing of other people's work or ideas into your own work without full acknowledgement. This been come out by Oxford University in the case of Faziah Saleh and University Malaysia Terengganu. What is the factors that lead to this culture, to this plagiarism culture? The first one, historical baggage. Some of the students are known English speakers and they having been practiced from secondary school to this culture. Second, institutional demands. Somehow we could say there are demands from university in being holistic students that lead students to practice plagiarism. The third one, individual attributes, which is the students are failed to manage their time properly. What is the implication of plagiarism? A few statutes have been introduced in order to cater this issue, which is, for example, the Universities and University College Act 1971, the Private Higher Educational Institution Act 1996, the last one, the Educational Institutions Discipline Act 1976. All of these rules are regulating this culture, this bad culture, which is plagiarism.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I'm going to present on analysis of our survey. As briefly, there are 28 respondents of our survey. Majority of our respondents are first-year students from Ahmad Ibrahim Hulu Aflaw. 57.1% of our respondents are women and another 42.9% are men. The first question that we asked to our respondent is, how many hours that you spend on social media in a day? From the chart, we can see the majority of the respondent, which is 39.3% of the respondents spend 3 to 4 hours on social media in a day. The figure of the majority is slightly lesser than the average time that Malaysians spend on social media, which is 5 hours and 47 minutes, regarding a survey held by an NGO. But considering IUM students are busy with their classes, 3 to 4 hours spent on social media still can be considered as high. These figures prove that IUM students frequently visit their social media in a day. The second question that we asked is, do you think that social medias and internet are the best platform in gathering information? From the data that we got, the majority of the respondents, which amounted to 82.9.1%, agree that social media and the internet are the best platform for gathering information. This percentage shows that the majority of IUM students use social media and internet as their ideal platform in collecting and gathering information for completing their tasks and assignment. Next. The question that we ask is, does social media can be a platform in spreading reliable information? From the chart, the majority of the respondents, which is 96.4% of the respondents, believe that social media can be a platform in spreading reliable information. They believe so because spreading reliable information on social media is good, as the majority of the students spend most of the time on social media in a day. It will give more benefit for students and be less time consuming. Next, the question is, which of the sources that you frequently visit or use. From the data, 60.7% of the respondents, which is the majority, frequently visit or use social media and the internet in completing their tasks and assignment. These figures also prove that social media and the internet are the best and ideal platform in collecting and gathering information. Next, we also asked about what is the respondent understanding on plagiarism. For this survey, we are asking about the respondent understanding on plagiarism. For the option of answer, we give two options, which is one of the option is the true definition of plagiarism, and another one is the misleading definition of plagiarism. The true definition of plagiarism that we include here is a practice of directly copying and then presenting it without accurate citation or referencing, even though majority of the respondents picked the correct answer. But 35.7% of the respondents believe that plagiarism just occurred within textual work. In fact, the scope of plagiarism is wider than just copy or duplicate someone else's textual work. This shows that there is a misconception of plagiarism within the students. Next, the question that we asked to our respondent is, do you know the right method in making citation or paraphrasing? Majority of the respondents, which is 92.9%, know the right method in making citation or paraphrasing. Even though these figures show that the majority of the students know the right method, but we still cannot deny that there are a number of students do not know the right method, and we cannot just put it aside easily. Next, we also asked about, do you know that plagiarism is a serious offense? Even though the majority of respondents know that plagiarism is a serious offense, but still there is a number of students who do not know the seriousness of offense on plagiarism. We believe that this matter cannot be ignored just because the majority of the students realize plagiarism as a serious offense. By educating students on this, the number of offenses can be reduced. Next, why plagiarism always be a major issue among students? In this survey, we are giving 3 reasons on why plagiarism is always a major issue among students. The 3 reasons that we give are: students do not know how to do the correct citation as the first reason, students do not have much time to make it in their own word as the second reason, and students do not see this as a big problem as the third reason. Majority of the respondents answered the third reason, which is students do not see this as a big problem. Again, from this, we can conclude that there are a number of students that always take plagiarism as granted, and because of this, ignorant plagiarism will remain a major problem among students. Finally, the last question that we asked toward our respondent is, do you agree that internet and social media could be the sources of plagiarism? Here you can see that 96.4% agree that the internet and social media could be the sources of plagiarism. Along with the question, we also asked why they say so. From the data that we got, the majority of respondents believe that the internet and social media could be the sources of plagiarism. Most of the reason why they believe so is information is easy to gain on social media and the internet, as students can directly copy and paste without giving proper acknowledgement to the authors.
Moving on to the next subtopic in this article, where we will discuss the relation of the internet, social media, and plagiarism in the teaching and learning process among IIUM students. So first and foremost, we will discuss the relationship of internet and social media as the sources of plagiarism. As we have discussed earlier, internet and social media is related to one another, where internet serves a lot of digital facilities, including social media as the virtual communication facilities. In this instance, students may use both digital platforms in order to collect and gain as much as possible data and information for the assessment and assignment. Therefore, in this instance, some of the irresponsible person may put their incorrect or non-authentic works in the internet as well as social media. As students lack of skills or in deficit or recognize the works that have the element of plagiarism, therefore they will use this kind of article in their assessment or assignment. Therefore, the student indirectly will use the plagiarism element in the other articles in their assignment. Secondly, why we say that internet and social media as sources of plagiarism is that the most element of plagiarism is copy and paste culture. Why this culture is happening around the world among the students is because some students feel that they have a lot of assignment. They need to complete all of them in order to pass a particular subject. Therefore, they feel that by copy and paste the article, someone articles in their assessment, they will it will ease their will ease their assignment to be completed. And also they some of them lack of skills to differentiate and analyze data that will um, lead them to plagiarism. Therefore, we found that both element or both factors of trustworthiness of data and copy paste culture would be they would be accessible in the internet and social media, and therefore both digital platform could be the main sources of plagiarism among the students. Secondly, we will discuss the plagiarism among the students, especially IIUM students, based on our data collection or based on our survey analysis. 35.7% of the respondents believe that plagiarism just occur when they just duplicate some else textual work without asking from the owner's permission. And 60.7% of the respondents have frequently visited or used social media and the internet as their main reference in completing their tasks and assignment. Both data shows that some students still do not understand the meaning of plagiarism itself and what kind of plagiarism would be occur if the student do some of a particular conduct. For instance, the fact that a paragraph copied from the text was also considered as plagiarism are not understood by some of people. They thought that plagiarism would only occur if the whole of the article or the whole of the works or idea are copied in his or her assignment. And majority of the respondents believe that social media and internet are potentially and capable to be the sources of plagiarism. Therefore, we concluded that the social media and the internet as the digital platform could be the main sources of plagiarism among the students. And thirdly, the means to avoid plagiarism. Firstly, we think that the implemented alternative is imposing the rule. The adopting rule in the university guidelines that regulate plagiarism. For example, rule 8 of the International Islamic University Malaysia, Student Disciplinary Rules 2004. And secondly, anti-plagiarism application in any university digital platform. Turnitin being designed to help people in education field, making sure research is free from any plagiarism and able to scan through thousands of articles. This is the application that can help students to understand and to apply the correct means of writing an article. Next, I will discuss the discussion and conclusion part. So first and foremost, let us see the implemented alternative in our university. It is clear that IIM has provided a lot of alternatives in order to avoid and get rid of the plagiarism issues within or among the students, which firstly, there's a lot of seminar or program conducted by the university authority themselves in order to solve the problem of plagiarism. Begin with the undergraduate students until the postgraduate students or PhD or doctorate students. Also, IIM also has provided the courses, required courses, such as these courses, where there's a lot of information of plagiarism's effect and consequences of committing plagiarism in a particular works. Also, we have academic writing, we have basic writing skills from the foundation studies, and also we have the we have in each kuliah we have each means of taking or referring other sources in our article. Also, we have counseling session, strict rules under the Student Disciplinary Rules 2004, and also in every works or assessment, they will definitely have the instructor's guideline where plagiarism would absolutely prohibited, and those who commit plagiarism would not entitled to even 1 marks. And in these articles, we found that, and we proposed that the way in order to educate and train students to get rid of plagiarism is through the digitals or online plagiarism checker or identifier for undergraduate students especially, because as far as we can say that postgraduate students already have the strict guideline and a strict handbook to write a research paper or even thesis, and they have specific advisor or supervisor in order to help them and guide them of a particular works. However, as undergraduate students, as the lecturer could not consult or even focus on each and every undergraduate students. Therefore, the digital platform to check the plagiarism, to check each and every works done by the students is authentic and originals. This application should be freely given the access to students through the mechanism iTaklim and also iMaklum. It is clear that it cannot be denied that in the internet itself, there's a lot of a plagiarism checker, but most of the application applicable in the internet is not freely accessed by the students. Therefore, university authorities, um, it is essential for university authorities give or provide digital or online plagiarism checker to the undergraduate students. In a nutshell, we concluded that the technology that we have today should be used in a wise and right manner. If students use the information correctly and and not wholly or totally copy and paste in their assignment, they would not commit plagiarism definitely. And there is hadith where Rasulullah SAW said that whoever seeks knowledge that should be sought for the sake of Allah Almighty would not to gain, but only to gain some worldly benefit, then he will never smell the fragrance of paradise on the day of the resurrections. Therefore, we conclude that morality and ethics in education are the keys to success. If the students apply the morality and ethics in each and every assignment they do, they would not commit plagiarism as it the most enemy in academic writing or um, academic uh, materials. That's all from us. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.